I have been informed that my announcement has been deemed disrespectful.
Listen up, Dwayne, you bald fraud!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest of all time!
Seth Rollins, I'm coming for you, boy. And I'm coming hard.
I am a visionary! I am a revolutionary!
The never seen 17!
Look at you now, boy! Ah. Look at you now! 4 letters, 1 word.
Last real champion, John Cena!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Rasslin with Ryan and Mike, WrestleMania Night 1 edition. And what is up, everybody watching on TikTok?
What's going on?
But yeah, we just finished watching WrestleMania Night 1. And what did you think of it, Mike? I know you didn't catch all of it, but based off what you saw and even what you read, what are your thoughts?
Man, I mean, you want to be able to look forward to WrestleMania. You want to be able to say, man, this is WrestleMania weekend. You want to be excited about this. The build was so, I mean, John Cena said controversial. I think another word was lame. That's him being just kind of corporate about it.
That's him being respectful.
Yes. It was not good. It was not good tonight. I mean, there was some bright spot.
There were some high points, but all the matches were super short. I think the best match of the night was Seth Gunther by far.
Right.
Seth for night 1. Seth Gunther was by far the best, and it was also the longest match.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it was longer than the main event.
Right.
And we said we're like, oh, watch, this is where it's gonna pick up, and then it picked up that one match, and then it died down again.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Which also goes to show you how talented Seth and Gunther are. That they go out, have a banger of a match, and then they're the only good match. It's they're both really. I know I'm talking smack about Gunther, but I will say when Gunther needs to step up, he does.
Right.
He does.
Right.
And especially working with someone like Seth, who is one of the best in-ring talents.
Right.
Seth can work with just about anybody and make it work good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, Gunther and Seth Rollins were clearly the match of the night here. Those two guys, and it was predictable from the start that you knew that these two guys were going to try and bring the house down.
And to think they only had a 3-week build.
A 3-week build,
and they didn't really have a pro. They had one promo battle, but it wasn't really a promo battle.
Yeah,
it was more so Seth be like, "Oh, don't be a coward. Come on, tell me why you did it. Come on."
Right.
So
exactly.
it wasn't really a back and forth. It was more like okay, I hate you, you hate me. Let's throw this at WrestleMania.
Right.
Type of thing.
Exactly.
But they by far had the best match of the night. Seth actually came out wearing normal looking clothes.
Well, I
pointed it out.
Well, he had the eye contacts in the beginning.
And I told you, I was like, oh, it's like WrestleMania 34 for the Intercontinental. We had the blue.
Yeah.
And then the pants were the architect pants.
Right.
I don't think it had the SR on it, but
yeah.
I was like, this very reminiscent of the architect. Which, in my opinion, the architect Seth Rollins is the best version of Seth Rollins we've had.
Yeah.
The architect
no
by far is
no
the best version of Seth, both as a character and in the ring. He's great. And then and really no surprise to us because we kind of saw it coming. Braun Breaker returned.
Braun Breaker returned.
Hit a good first spear. The second one, I think he went a little too fast.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still looked good, and they're gonna have a good feud. They're gonna have good matches.
Another shocking moment of the night was finding out that Bianca Belair is pregnant.
I know when she came out, I was just I was kind of surprised because I wasn't expecting her because she's been out because she broke her fingers last year at WrestleMania, so we haven't seen her in a year. Well, we've seen her I think twice on TV because she was there for the SmackDown in Knoxville because that's where she's from, and then she was the special ref. But aside from that, we hadn't really seen her, so we thought oh, maybe her finger is worse than we thought, and then it turns out she's having a baby.
Yeah,
and so now it's she's already been out for a year, and now it's she might be out for another year,
right?
Because she's gonna have a baby, and we don't know how far along she is. You said it looks like she's a few months along.
Yeah, it looked like she was about 3-4 months pregnant. I mean, she definitely had the baby bump. It was kind of conspicuous because she was being very covered up, And I was like, well, she
That's
looks a
not
lot
like
different.
her. I like, cause
Yeah.
usually, not to say that she's not covered up, but that she's usually so like,
You
her
know?
gear is usually always so flamboyant, and she's always like, and I noticed that too. She wasn't really like dancing around.
Yeah.
You know how she usually twirls her
Yeah, her
hair?
braid.
She wasn't really doing
Did
that.
she even have the braid in? I didn't notice.
I think she had her hair.
Yeah.
Had her. Yeah, she must have had her hair because I didn't notice it. But it was a cool moment because John Cena announced the attendance, and then when she announced it, it was a touchy moment to see John Cena say like congrats to her, like
Right.
I'm glad, congrats, and he's like I'm glad that you got to share with our family
Right.
that you're gonna have your family,
Exactly.
and he was like, oh, I guess I forgot one for the attendance, so that makes it 50,861
Right.
counting the baby. So I thought it was a nice touching moment. And I bet of all people that have like be in the ring for that moment, who better than to have the greatest of all time, John Cena, in there?
Exactly. Yeah.
And she looked really happy. She looked excited. She got a massive pop. She got a really big
Oh,
pop.
absolutely.
You can tell the fans miss her. I miss her. I know I was telling you like she needs a heel turn. She's getting stale. But I'm not gonna lie. I do miss her because I do think Bianca is, but behind Io Sky and yeah, behind Io Sky, I think Bianca is like a top 5 in-ring wrestler for the women.
Right. Yeah.
And I think so. It was great to see her. Um, I'm glad to see now we know why she's been gone, and it's not just like because we didn't really know much other than she broke her finger.
Well, now we just know that Montez did not proceed with caution.
Did not proceed with caution. And I told you I found it ironic that Naomi just had a baby,
Right.
and now Bianca's having a baby. I made
Exactly.
a joke. I'm not going to say it here, but I made a joke, and we both started laughing because it was kind of ironic. But yeah, so congratulations to Bianca Belair and Montez Ford for their future WrestleMania main eventer.
Right.
This is or at Crawford because
Exactly.
because I think Montez's last name is, well, it's not Montez. I'm pretty sure his last name is Crawford. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so congratulations to them. It's good to see Bianca Belair again. I know that got a reaction out of me. I didn't really have a lot of reactions tonight other than when my goat came out and when another thing happened, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, so it was good to see Bianca Belair. Glad to see she's doing well, and hopefully we do see her back in the ring in the future.
Exactly. So let's recap. Let's go ahead and start from the beginning of WrestleMania. The GOAT John Cena came out.
And I was telling you, it was really weird to see him come out to the trumpets,
Mhm.
but to come out in a suit. I'm
Right.
so used to him seeing like in this getup that I'm wearing. I'm used to
Right.
him coming out like this. I'm used to him doing his run to the ring. And he even told Stu, he's like, "Yeah, we're not gonna do the run." He
Mhm.
did like a little one,
Right.
but it was just nice to see him in a suit. He got a loud pop.
Right.
He got emotional. He almost cried.
Did he?
He almost
Okay.
cried, and it's just because everybody's been saying, be like, he looks younger out, and it is like, yeah, because he's not wrestling anymore. He even says like, "Oh, I don't have all that stress anymore." He's like, this is fun.
Yeah.
He's like, being retired is fun.
Yeah.
He's like, because now I can enjoy things like this. Because before it's like he had all the pressure. He was the one. He had to
Yeah.
prepare for a match. He had all this pressure. Like, I gotta give him a good show because they paid their hard-earned money.
Mhm.
And if I don't give him a good show, then I feel like that falls on me.
Right.
And I was like, he doesn't have to worry about that. He's the host.
Right.
So it was good to see him. He got a pop from me, of course, because that's my goat. But just good to see him still being used in WWE and being present, even in a non-active or even in a non-wrestler capacity.
Exactly.
Because even after you retire, we're like, when are we going to see John Cena again?
Right.
Everybody's like, we probably won't see him again until he gets in touch with the Hall
Right.
of Fame.
Exactly.
So when he was announced as the host, I I know I wanted to go to WrestleMania, but I told Mike, I was like, okay, now I have to go. You're like, no, you don't. I'm like, yes, I have to. I'm like, I'm like, I have to. You're like,
No, you don't, dude.
You're like, no, you don't. You had your moment last time. I'm like, I have to go. He's there. You're like, no. So
We just didn't want to see Ryan become completely broke, okay? Considering the prices, even though they had lowered the prices of WrestleMania, we still didn't want him to be completely broke spending on unnecessary things here. When he could have just watched it at his house for free with friends instead of going through all that trouble. But the GOAT was there. He really didn't have much to say. He brought out the Usos. Did you see that clip of Jey Uso fighting that rapper?
yeah,
Yeah. I didn't know if that was real or not.
I mean, the fact that they talked about it on TV makes me think, okay, it was a work. Because why
Yeah.
else would they talk about it
Yeah.
like that? Unless because if it was real, not that they wouldn't talk about it, but I feel like it would play into the part. Like, wait,
Mm-hmm.
was that real or was it a work? But the fact that the way they talked about, it, I'm like, yeah, I think it was. It had to have been a work.
Right.
Because if it wasn't, that guy could literally sue Jey Uso, be like, "Oh, you physically assaulted me.
Right.
That's assault and battery."
Yeah.
So that's why it was like, no, it was probably like planned,
Right.
probably like very like oddly choreographed, but they probably said like
I mean, I
they
don't.
probably didn't
Yeah.
know and be like, "Oh, here, Jay's gonna like attack you for your comments," and he's probably like,
Yeah.
"Okay,
I really didn't see him landing any punches, and so
yeah."
I thought it was probably a work. But the Usos came out. It was Usos, LA Knight versus ISO Speed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. I forget his name.
But it was a quick match. I think the right people won. I think the Usos and LA Knight was the right choice. I know you might disagree because you're saying the Vision needs to look strong, but
Mhm.
the Vision hasn't looked strong since they've been plagued with injury. So, but that's not to their fault.
Right.
They just got injured. But um,
And that match is on. What was it? Did it go 5 minutes
it
at
was
the
like
most?
it was like I think it was like not
Yeah.
10 minutes
It was basically set up to set up
to give
the spot at the end.
will say that I did enjoy that spot
Yeah.
very much. I did like it.
Yeah.
He is very athletic. I do. Oh, speaking of, it's in the background.
There you
Look
go.
at that.
Exactly.
But no, the match was fine. The right people won.
Yeah.
But it's also like this match could have just been on a Monday Night Raw. Like
It definitely felt like it could have been on a Monday Night Raw.
The way how quick it was is like, yeah, it could have been on a Monday Night Raw. But hey,
Yeah.
I gotta give credit to Isho Speed though for at least going out there and doing something new and doing that spot because that's not an easy spot.
Right.
I sure as hell couldn't do it.
Yep. Exactly.
Like be like even I feel like with training I could, but I was like,
Yep.
I don't think I'd be able to do it
Yep.
like that. I would have been like, I'll do something, just not that.
Yep.
Be like, can I do
Mhm.
something that's not off the top?
Exactly.
I'll be like, I'll like hit somebody with the chair or like I'll take a chair shot, but I don't want to do a splash.
I want to shout out everybody that's watching on
TikTok.
right now. Let's see, we have one fan, Jessica. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
We
Couldn't do
appreciate
this
you.
without you.
Exactly. We could
So
not
thank you
do this without you.
Share the live,
Share the live.
repost,
All the wrestling fans you know.
whatever you can, like, repost, share.
Exactly.
Um,
But so Logan Paul set up ISO Speed on top of the table. Usos interfered. LA Knight got him off. That set up for ISO Speed to get up on top of the turnbuckle with Logan Paul on top of the table.
yeah, this was after the match. The match was already over. And LA Knight was the one that he pinned Austin Theory. So it was nice to see that they actually let LA Knight get the pin because I thought like I thought it was like, oh, they're gonna have Jay be the one to get the pin because
Right.
like it's Jay.
Right.
So it's kind of nice that LA. I mean, I know they all won, but it's kind of cool that he's the one that got the winning pinfall.
Exactly.
Yep. And yeah, this was a match that could have just been on Monday Night Raw, and it's a shame that it's like you could have easily done like a fatal 4-way or triple threat or a ladder match for those tag titles.
Easy.
Easily could have done it.
Exactly.
But instead,
Yeah,
just having your
but
tag.
the reason why they put this was just because it was a celebrity match, and they wanted that to be on ESPN.
And it was kind of, I mean, not really, but it was kind of surprised that that ISO Speed actually lost because usually celebrities win. Almost 99% of the time celebrities win.
Exactly.
It's a rare occurrence when they lose. Like we saw Jelly Roll lose, which was actually his call. So that's why I also have respect for Jelly Roll because he's like, no, I'll take the loss. Because initially him and Randy were supposed to win.
Right.
But anyway, not to get too off topic. But
yeah, you're getting way too off topic here, right?
No,
you're getting way too off topic.
But again, I was just trying to relate it. With celebrities,
I know.
We're used to seeing celebrities win.
Exactly. Yeah.
He got a big spot. So
right.
And he did get a pop. So he is very athletic.
But then we go to the second match, which is also on ESPN. We had the unsanctioned match, which really didn't feel like an unsanctioned match. It felt like a regular
no DQ match, not like a Raw.
Between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu.
I mean, the fans did enjoy it. Like they got into it. Like there were good spots. It wasn't a bad match by all means. We're not saying that. It was a good match.
Right.
But I was like, I kind of expected more because it was unsanctioned, especially because the last unsanctioned match we had last year was a 5-star match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Right.
And I feel like because you had a match like that, it's like, oh, great. Now that's like the bar. That's the
Exactly.
bar. You wouldn't have like barbed wire, hit it. It's like that's the bar. And then it had the lights out. But I know it's hard because it's an open roof stadium. So it's kind of hard to like turn the lights off because like, oh, you're still going to have the sun hitting
Right.
it. But yeah, the match was fine. I'm
Yeah.
glad Jacob won. I think that was the smart move for him to win.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully him and Drew are done now.
Right.
And I honestly I could see Jacob Fatu getting put into the WWE Championship picture soon.
Yeah, I mean, now that
Not like anytime
again,
soon.
not to get carried away here, but Cody retained, and so now you have Jacob Fatu, who's coming off a big win. I can easily see them running that back because that was the feud that literally just happened.
Yeah,
and now you can run that back into Backlash.
They didn't even have a
But
match.
I mean, not Backlash, but
brawled.
yeah, considering what happened at the end of the show,
which we'll get
Right.
to later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do see Jacob Fatu being moved into the world title picture soon.
yeah,
Not like real soon, but I do think in the next couple months
Right.
he's going to be he's going to be in a bigger
right,
marquee matches coming
Right.
up.
right, exactly. And then you had the women's tag team titles, the Irresistible Forces, Charlotte and
Irresistible Force, Last Legend,
exactly. Sorry,
with Charlexa,
Charlexa.
Charlotte Flair, Bailey and Lyra, and then the Bella twins.
Mm-hmm.
But Nikki was hurt. They're like, oh, she's out. I was like, that's because she's playing the character. She's not gonna say like, oh no, I can't go.
Mm-hmm.
So she came out with a crutch. And as soon as she came out with the crutch, that's why I was like, okay, something's happening.
Something's being brought out here.
And she's like, oh, so I made a call to an old friend, and it's something that honestly, it's something I didn't expect to see.
Right.
But we got Paige back, and she got a massive pop. Paige looked great.
Yep.
I'm glad she's back. She looked really happy to be there, especially because the last time she was in WWE, she had to medically retire.
Yeah.
And then when she was in AEW, she kind of became an afterthought.
Kind of, yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
She was in like one marquee feud, and that was kind of the end of it.
Right.
So I was glad to see her back. I told you, I was like, it feels like 2015 again because we have both Paige and AJ Lee together at the same time. So it was cool to see Paige. She got a very loud pop.
Right.
That was a big surprise. I didn't really have any reaction other than when my goat came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she came out, I was like, oh shit.
I know.
Like, she's back. Oh my god. And I texted you. I was like, bro, she's back.
Yep.
She's back. So glad Paige is back. She looks better than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see where they go from here, especially because now her and Brie are tag team champs.
Yeah.
Where does this put?
Where does it leave the? Yeah.
But I was telling you, but I think this is what I could see happening.
Right.
I could see there being like a tag team title defense. When Nikki's cleared, they do it, and then because they win, then Nikki will get the title because it'll be like, okay, they retained, so it's like she kind of earned it. But this is what I see happening. When Nikki gets medically cleared, I see Paige relinquishing the title to her.
Mm-hmm.
Or it'll be one of those things, be like, here, you guys have a title defense. If you win, you keep titles, and that's how Nikki gets the title. That's what I could see happening.
Exactly. Again, want to thank everybody. Well, remember, we're not ending this, but again, we're on TikTok. A big thank you to everybody that's here on TikTok that's watching live. We're recapping WrestleMania Night 1 from Las Vegas. And if we could just continue. After that, we go into
the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, which I told you because they had the band the one year perform Becky's theme live.
Yeah.
And I texted you immediately. I was like, dude, he's lip syncing. His lips aren't even matching with the music.
Yeah.
You could tell he was lip syncing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, so I made a joke. I was like, yeah, they're never going to get called back.
Exactly.
Because it was so obvious that they were lip syncing.
It really was.
Because it literally just sounded like her normal entrance music.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, if that was supposed to be a live performance, it's like that.
Yeah.
That it wasn't very good.
Exactly.
And then AJ Lee came out with kids, and that's why I was like, oh, great. Because now I have this joke. It's like, oh, great. If they come out with kids, they're going to lose.
Right.
If they come out with kids during their entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a match. It was not that good of a match. It was okay. It was
Again, when did it go? Like 10 minutes, maybe?
yeah. What's the surprising thing to me was the biggest moment of the match wasn't even between Becky and AJ Lee. It was actually between Becky and the referee Jessica Carr. Because Becky got all up in her face. Becky pushed Jessica Carr, and then Jessica Carr pushed Becky, which is why I texted you. I was like, they might have a match.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if a lot of people know this, that Jessica Carr is a wrestler, and she
Right.
wrestles in Evolve as Calix.
Right.
That's her wrestler name.
Yeah.
So it's like, so she does have wrestling experience. So I wouldn't be surprised if down the road we do see her wrestle. And I wouldn't be mad at it because I think it'd be kind of cool to see a referee actually doing a match. But it's like she's more than a referee. Like she's someone that actually does wrestle.
Exactly.
Because most of the refs is like, oh yeah, they're just refs.
Mhm.
Like yeah, they take bumps, but that's it.
Right.
So it would be cool to see if she actually does wrestle. Because it'd be like, oh, that'd be sick if she pulls like double duty, like oh she's a referee, and then like oh now she's a wrestler. So
Exactly.
but to me, that was the fact that was the most interesting part is not a good sign. That the most interesting part involves a referee. So yeah.
Yeah. No, look at considering that AJ Lee beat Becky Lynch, they beat her. Her and CM Punk beat her and Seth at WrestlePalooza.
And they reiterated that they've had 3 matches and Becky's tapped out 3 times. So that at that point it's like okay, Becky's winning because why else would they just reiterate it and say it?
Exactly.
So it kind of became obvious like okay, she's gonna win because it's like oh well she's already lost 3 times. She tapped out to the Black Widow 3 times.
Right.
So the match was
Right.
I'm not mad that Becky won. Like it makes sense, but it's also like man, can't you have so many other women on the roster? Give it to somebody else that especially to someone that's more like not that Becky doesn't deserve it, but it's like she's already a made star. Like if you want to build new stars, and the Intercontinental Championship is like a great way to build. Like look what it did for Lyra Valkyria. She was putting on bangers.
Yeah.
Like I know like she's kind of a tag team wrestler now, but like look at her, and it also got her over with the crowd. She got reactions from the crowd, so it's like look at what the IC title did for Lyra. That's what I think they need to do it. So hopefully this means Becky puts over like an up and comer, someone that doesn't really get a lot of TV time. Like it would be cool if maybe we see Soruka go after it, or like a JC Jane, or and then whether it's an NXT call up or somebody on the roster, it would be cool. Although I will say I wish AJ Lee did retain because then we could have seen AJ Lee versus Paige. But I mean, we still could.
I mean, we still could.
We
still can.
So, but I think this. I don't think we're to see AJ Lee for a bit. Not that we won't see her again. I think she's probably gonna take a little bit of a break. And then we'll probably see her again in probably like a month.
Exactly.
A couple weeks, but
yeah. And then you go from that. Well, so Becky Lynch regains the Intercontinental Championship.
Now a 3-time Women's Intercontinental Champion.
You go from that, and then we have the match of the night: Gunther versus Seth Rollins.
Yes, and
we've already talked about that.
Gunther hit him before Seth even got in the ring. They brawled for like 5 minutes, and I already told you, I was like, dude, the match hasn't even started yet. This is already the best match. It's already the best match.
Exactly.
And the crowd loved it. They were eating it up.
So yeah, now that Seth Rollins got the victory. Well, sorry. So now that Seth Rollins has returned, Gunther got the victory, but Braun Breaker returned during the match to set up just to continue the feud between him and Seth Rollins. So we're probably going to see that match probably at Backlash.
Yeah. But I see it being a trilogy of matches. I don't think they're going to have just the one match and then that be the end of it. I think they're going to have a few. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if Seth does win the first one. Right. Because Seth's going to be like, see, this is why I'm the teacher, because you still can't beat me.
Exactly.
Because they wrestled before when Braun Breaker was still in NXT. Because Seth defended the World Heavyweight title on NXT against Braun Breaker.
So we'll see.
So I think it would be cool if Seth wins the first match. That way, because then Braun's going to get even more incensed because it's like, man, he's a thorn in my side, but I can't beat him. And now I'm desperate. And then I think that's when Braun wins the second and eventually the third. And I feel like that's when Braun Breaker will probably get his inevitable push down the line.
A match I'm looking forward to after this is Gunther versus Braun Breaker. Just seeing, they've kind of been teasing it a little bit. They're in like the same
and Braun Breaker
storyline now a little bit.
Braun Breaker is one of the few men to pin Gunther in
Right.
NXT.
Right.
Because Gunther barely lost when he was in NXT UK and NXT.
Right.
Braun Breaker is one of the few men that pinned him clean.
Right.
So that's one thing that Gunther could say. Be like, hey, I've never beaten you.
Exactly.
I need to rectify that.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be interesting. But it's also interesting to see, is Gunther aligned with the vision, or was just a one-time thing?
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting. Because also Gunther did say Paul Heyman owes him a favor. So I'm curious to see what that favor is.
Exactly.
I have a hunch of what it could be.
Well, everybody knows what it's going to be. A match with with Brock Lesnar.
He's gonna retire
probably at SummerSlam
because it's in Minneapolis, which is where Brock is from.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he is the career killer. So I think it's inevitable that he does be the one to retire Brock.
Exactly.
So yeah, and then so we had that, and then we had the women's world title match.
Right.
Liv versus Stephanie.
Stinker.
That match.
That was not great.
That match blows.
I was trying to put on like the tip, like I just at least see like the opening tip off of the Laker game between like the commercials and then the opening tip. That match started and ended,
which is insane because they think like, because usually with like basketball they're usually very.
But I wonder if they got their time cut.
Maybe Seth Gunther went on.
Probably it's definitely possible that Seth and Gunther went on too long, and they got their time cut.
But I mean, to be fair, I do think that Seth and Gunther did deserve the time they did get.
Right.
Especially because they're two of the very best. It was a stinker. Liv came out to a song that she sings, and I told Mike, I was like, this song is not good.
Right.
And then you heard it, you're like, okay, this song is terrible.
It's not good at all.
The Judgment Day got involved. Liv won, which I'm kind of surprised. I thought there would have been like I honestly thought Stephanie would have retained.
Yep.
But it's fine. I get it because Liv's like hot right now, and she's one of the more popular ones.
I told you. I knew they were gonna put the title on her.
I understand it. Like I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Like I understand it, but it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully Raquel and or Roxanne turn and they feud with Liv for the world title. Hopefully. That's what I would like.
I mean, I could see them running it back with Stephanie Vaquer, but yeah, I mean, if they're going to break apart the Judgment Day, which they're already doing, you could certainly have two of those girls, or one of them, challenge Liv for the world title. We'll see.
Yeah, I could see Raquel being the one to turn, and basically Raquel turning babyface.
Yeah.
But I also see Roxanne turning babyface because I think Roxanne is much better as a babyface.
Exactly. Then we go from that to the main event of the night.
Yeah.
WWE Championship match.
Well, we already talked about it. Yeah, we had John Cena came back out, announced the attendance, and then Bianca came out.
Right.
But he transitioned into the main event.
Right.
And then the savior of the business, Pat McAfee, came out. Flipping off the crowd as he should. Because I would have done the same thing.
But no, get out of here.
The same thing.
Get out of here.
He's saving the business. You should be on your hands and knees thanking Pat McAfee.
You know the business it's called kayfabe, right?
You should be thanking Pat McAfee.
It's called kayfabe.
Thank you, Pat McAfee.
It's not real.
But anyways, he came out to a lot of boos, which was expected.
Yeah.
And then Randy came out, and they added a nice little touch to Randy's theme.
Yeah. Look, the build for this match has been horrendous. They did not need to add Pat McAfee.
It's not just him saying. Literally, Cody Rhodes said it. CM Punk said it.
Right. Now, I was hoping that they would have a decent match. The match did pick up.
It picked up at the end.
Right.
But at the first 10 minutes, it was like.
Cody did come out a pretty banger of a helmet and jacket. It was all gold.
I did like his entrance. Yeah, it was a sick entrance. I thought it was. I think his entrance. I think his gear this year was much cooler.
Yeah.
Than last year, because last year's skull it literally looked like plastic.
It did.
But this one was gold. I was like, oh, that actually looks sick. The gold.
Mm-hmm.
So they came out, and then Pat McAfee introduced Randy Orton, and then Cody, and then Pat took out Cody. Cody took out Pat.
Right.
Jelly Roll came out, which I know was your favorite part because you love Jelly Roll. So.
Yeah.
So Jelly Roll did a...
Which I'm glad, actually, because that was the only time we saw Jelly Roll. I thought for sure Jelly Roll was coming back out at the end. And thank God we only saw him once. That was it. So I could live with that.
Yeah, see, because even you said you're fine with celebrities if it's like if they do something like that.
Exactly.
Instead of, or like if they're in a storyline, but that's not like a major storyline.
Right.
So it was cool to see him do like spot because he did that one spot and then he probably went back to a seater or to the back and we didn't see him again, which was like you said, it was nice because it's like, oh yeah, he served his purpose. Like, oh, he aided Cody, took out Pat, and then that was it.
Match was very methodical. Cody was wrestling like a heel. I thought
he wrestled like a heel. He acted like a heel. He did Randy's moves. He did Randy's DDT.
Yeah.
He hit an RKO.
There was a spot where Randy Orton was blinded by Cody. Gave the RKO to
Mm-hmm. And then he looked because he thought he RKO'd Cody.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously knew RKO chart, but he's playing anyway because it's like, oh, he's blind, he can't see.
Right.
And then we saw Randy hit a crossroads, and I told you, I was like, I don't think I've seen Randy hit any other finishing move besides the RKO and the attitude adjustment.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's kind of.
Oh no, he did a tombstone once to the Undertaker. He did that. I remember.
Oh.
WrestleMania 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool to see him hit a cross, and then Cody hit an RKO.
Yeah.
A kind of bad RKO, but
yeah,
it's not really an easy move to do. I mean, not that it's a hard move to do, but it's like, when you don't do it, it doesn't look as fluid like compared to the person who does it all the time.
So the match picked up at the end. Pat came back out dressed in a referee's shirt
with the neck brace.
With the neck brace.
Wearing the old like pinstripe shirt, and I was just like, where the hell did he get a referee shirt?
I'm pretty sure they have them laying around anywhere backstage.
Just like grabbed one, but
exactly. But yep. So the match picked up though. There was a couple spots there where you thought, oh, maybe they're gonna give it to Randy or no. In the end, Pat McAfee was laid out again. Randy Orton by Randy. Gave him an RKO,
which I know you enjoyed.
Exactly.
I saw you pop when he gave him the RKO. I saw you. I saw you smile.
Mm-hmm. But in the end, Cody Rhodes picks up the victory to close out WrestleMania.
I think we both wanted Randy.
Yeah.
But we both knew like Cody, because I even said.
I just thought it was.
I even said, I was like, there's no way in hell they're having Cody lose the title twice.
Yeah. I just thought it was like, oh man, all right, that's it. What the heck? Cody wins. That's it.
It was very anticlimactic at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then Randy hit Cody with the title, and he brought the pump back.
Right.
He brought the pump back, so
he measures him for the pump.
That was cool to see.
Yeah, that's how they close off WrestleMania.
Yeah, so it's obvious that Cody and Randy aren't done yet. Does this mean Randy wins the title later?
It's possible. But I thought this was the point to give him.
It's like, if you're going to give him 15, why not do it at WrestleMania?
Right.
I could see it happening at SummerSlam, but it's like, I don't think they could drag this out till SummerSlam.
I don't think so either. Oh, hell no.
Because even when he did it with Cena, it's like he didn't go back to Cena right away.
No.
He went away.
Yeah.
Then he did like the tag match with Cena, and then he broke off again and then earned it again. Which is why it worked, because they were able to take it to SummerSlam. Because he didn't go right after him. He did
this is going to go to Backlash, and that's it. They're going to transition to something else.
Yeah, you don't see them doing a trilogy. You think they have the one more match?
Just one more. No trilogy.
Well, unless Randy wins, then they do have another.
They could, but
they're going to give Cody another match.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, no, you're right. But I just can't see it going to SummerSlam. And that's way too far off.
Yeah, and if anything, SummerSlam should be somebody like you said. It should be somebody like Oba.
Yeah, exactly. Oba needs to be
his crowning moment.
Right.
But I think Oba should win King of the Ring.
So, speaking of that, since night one is over, what kind of grade do you think it? Because I think I'll give WrestleMania this year a C-. What do you think, Ryan?
I think you're being generous with that C-.
I think I am too. Give it an F.
Because you asked me. Well, I said it 3.
I can't give the whole WrestleMania an F because of that Gunther Seth Rollins match. It kind of saved it a little bit.
I guess I should say a D.
Anywhere between a D+ and a C-.
I could say a D because it wasn't great. Like I said, there were some bright spots. Like the Page return.
Yeah.
The Seth Gunther match. A couple other spots. Of course the GOAT coming out. I know he didn't really do too much, but it's like that's the point.
But nobody cares about John Cena anymore.
Yeah, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth about that. Right? You dare disrespect my GOAT.
Nobody cares about that old has-been.
And So coming from the guy that wants The Rock back,
Yes.
nobody wants The Rock
I am
back.
predicting tomorrow that we're going to see The Rock. Don't you guys think we're going to see The Rock tomorrow?
God.
Oh, I love it.
Well, watch. Are we watch? Is CM Punk going to sell his soul too?
Yes, let's see it.
You
Let's see it.
you
No,
think
no, he's not going to sell his soul.
if he does show up, it's going to be to give
No.
Rock Roman.
We'll see.
And if
We'll
they
see.
do it, they're going to do it next year in Saudi, just because the Saudis are literally going to pay
Mm-hmm.
The Rock. Be like, here, give you this much money, just wrestle Roman.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about that. But tomorrow, we're not done. WrestleMania Night 2 is tomorrow, and I'm predicting a better show tomorrow.
And night 2, they're going to start off hot. We get Oba Brock.
So Ryan and I, we're gonna live stream that Oba and Brock match
because we're excited about it. That's why I was like, let's stream that one
We're also-
because we're
yep.
super excited about.
We're also gonna live stream during the main event tomorrow night, and then we're gonna come back and record again.
Yeah, we're doing a recap of night 2
Exactly.
after. So yeah, this was night 1. It was okay. I know it's kind of a bad comparison, but I will say last year had a better night 1 than this year. I think that's fair to
I
say.
think it's fair.
Like
Definitely.
not by much, because I'm not. The last year's WrestleMania was not that great
Exactly.
of a WrestleMania. It had its moments, like it had like some great matches.
Yeah.
But I definitely give the edge to night 1 last year. I think last year's night 1 was better than this one.
You guys notice in the background, Luke Kennard has 21 points.
Oh
During
yeah,
this Laker game.
Mike's all happy
Exactly.
right now. Be sure you check out his LA Sports
LA Sports Roundup that you can see weekly. Weekly, we're going to be recapping after this game.
He'll be recapping the Lakers.
Exactly. But
game 1 or well,
no, probably the first
after-
couple games.
Yeah.
First couple games. But going back to wrestling, tomorrow night we're going to be recapping night 2. We're going to have another podcast. Again, guys, follow us on social media on Instagram at Lacem Up Sports.
Yeah,
Again.
follow us on X, TikTok, YouTube,
This is TikTok.
Instagram.
But, yes. Email us, lacemupsports.
YouTube.
lacemuptakes@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you have any topics you want to discuss, or if you have questions for us, feel free to leave us a message, and
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do. We're also testing out. We got some
New microphones,
we got some new equipment.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. You can email us. You can write us here.
And as his shirt says,
And if you don't, you are cursed.
peep. I love the Danhausen shirt.
Exactly. Peep
by
the
the way.
Danhausen.
Peep the
Exactly.
Danhausen shirt.
But all right.
Hopefully we see him tomorrow.
Yep.
Be nice because we need a WrestleMania housing.
Exactly.
There was a sign in the crowd that said WrestleMania housing.
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
the WrestleMania.
it was-
The Danhausen blimp that was there today.
Oh yeah, he got that was one of his demand housings that he needs a blimp, and he got the blimp.
Exactly.
He got it.
But anyways, guys, thank you guys again. We'll be back tomorrow night. I know this is kind of a quick recap, but we'll be back tomorrow night recapping night 2. Until next time, as LeBron is in the background, we'll see you next time.
Or just his glorious.
See ya.
King,
That's my
LeBron.
glorious king, LeBron James. Stopping the recording. Stopping the recording. Boop, ba-doo, doo, doo.